Today, we're going to compare out practice cue to simple practice, and we're going to use a three-step methodology for how to choose the best technology for you and your business. The three-step methodology is one, understanding how easy it is to get started, two, how do you get actually using the particular software, and then three, how good is their support? With the three-step methodology, it enables you to be able to quickly assess, well, sometimes quickly, sometimes not, to assess whether a tool or technology is going to actually help you in the long run. The challenge that we have is there are a lot of different tools and technologies out there, and it's hard to tell how they're actually going to work for us. And oftentimes, what it can be is that you spend more time trying to figure out the tool than actually getting the value out of it. So we want to make sure that we are protecting ourselves from that. Additionally, on top of that, once you start using a new technology or tool, it's kind of like a marriage in some ways. And moving away from that ends up being very painful. So we don't want to have to re-platform down the road. Today, we're going to be comparing out Practice Queue and Simple Practice. These are tools that are used by practitioners to manage their practice. So the reason that I'm looking at them is we have clients that are psychiatrists and counselors, and they run their practice through these tools. So they need to be able to take notes using these tools and book and schedule different meetings. And as the technologist operating within this, I want to make sure that we're using the best tools for the job. So the one that was recommended, the client really liked Practice Queue. And I'll just share my screen. So both of them had a simple, easy trial that I could do without putting in a credit card. I really like using any technology before I commit. It's not the end of the world if they require a credit card too. I usually just cancel it right away though, because I mean, if you're anything like me, I tend to forget these things in time. So I just will cancel right away after signing up for the trial, just so that I don't have to remember late. But keep in mind, I sign up for a lot of these trials, so maybe I'm a little bit more prone to it than others. The first thing I noticed when I got into Practice Queue was that their trial didn't actually work correctly. You can't see it now, but when I originally got in here, the page just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. This in itself isn't like, okay, end of the world, but it does kind of speak to how they manage their tool or technology. Like, if the trial is not working, what does that say about their overall tool or technology that the trial isn't even functioning well? Like, I'm really going to base my whole business and run my business using this tool, and the company, that software I'm using, their trial isn't even quite functioning right. Now, take it with a grain of salt. I don't like to pass judgment on any one thing. What I'm looking for is patterns with both people and with tools. So once I got in here, the first question I have in our three-step framework is, how do I get started? How do I actually get value? Like, what do I need to actually set this up? And then working with their support team. So how to get started is like, well, what do I need to do with this? And I always put myself in the framework of, okay, so if I'm a practitioner, and keep in mind, I'm acting as the technologist here, so I'm thinking about myself as our client, who we'll call Jim, for lack of a better, we'll call him Jim, so I don't have to keep saying our client. Jim is a therapist, and he has six different levels of consults that he's going to be charging for. So the first thing I'm thinking is like, okay, hey, if I want to use this tool, I want somebody to pay for a consult with me or pay for an appointment of some sort. So my first thought is, okay, hey, I want to set up an ability for somebody to be able to sign up and book a consult with me. So the first thing I looked at was my forms. It's not here. And then there was like a booking section here, and just like pay attention to like the load time on this. Like, I don't have anything in here, and it's already taking a long time for me to load it. And just kind of exploring around like clients. Okay, so let's just click around, see if I can find this. Again, it's taking a long time to load, and I've only just started using this, and it's taking me what I could count, but like that 30 or 40 seconds to load is important when you're thinking about your overall day of like, if this is an operational tool you're going to be using and it's taking this long to load right off the bat, then it's just a grain of salt, right? Um, Hopefully it'll keep eventually load maybe. So this is like I'm already kind of turned off of this software to begin with. Like, I haven't even started using it, and it's already a bit frustrating to me. So they have welcome to Practice Cube, book a one-on-one demo. It always makes I always find it interesting any software that requires me to book a demo with somebody in order to be able to use it. To me, that says a company that probably hasn't invested in their user experience. Now, with that, I do also think that there are some people that really take a lot of value out of getting somebody to walk them through setting something up. I have a high level of technical aptitude. This is what I do for a living. I should be able to go through the steps and be able to figure it out given my level of technical aptitude. Somebody that has a low level of technical aptitude, I could see that a one-on-one call would actually be really, really helpful. I wouldn't, I think that some softwares though, like default to that. And the fact that they have to default to that, that it's not like intuitive enough that somebody that's reasonably intelligent can figure it out, just kind of, I just don't love working with softwares like that because I find I spend a lot of time troubleshooting them. So let's open up the setup guide. So I can create or upload forms, create header, and you do want to go through all these. So this really talks to like what do I need to do to get this set up? So it's like you need to go through all of these, but I don't want to go through this whole setup thing if I'm not committed to using the software in the first place. So I'm not going to go through all of these different things right now because you can really easily fall into the illusion of progress with this, of going through all the setup things only to find out you don't really want to use this software to begin with. I actually already did go through this, but I did find the services section here. So eventually it loads. You can do it. So I added a service here and then there's a packages option because my main concern when I was talking to Jim about this is I wanted to make sure that people would be able to find a time. We'll choose a service, find a time, and then pay for that without him having to chase them down for payments because that is an administrative burden I do not wish upon anybody. And so I created this initial service. Let's go add service here. And I'm just going to say onboarding. Well, I think it's actually onboarding intake terminology. And I can add a little description. And I'm just kind of like looking like how does this work, right? Now I'm going to charge $500. And you can apparently hide the price. That's interesting. So I just like to look at like what the different options here. So then they book a service, so they can book a form with that. That's kind of nice. Overrides, appointment confirmation. This is kind of cool. I like that you have all these settings. The lead time means like how long would you wait before? Advanced starting. So there's some pretty cool settings that I like here. Override cancellation settings. So there's probably overall cancellation settings on this. I'm just going to save this now for my own testing purposes. And I'm going to grab the link for this, copy widget to clipboard. Let's see what it looks like. And this is where E2E testing is really important. Like you want to see how your customers are going to be using it, how you're going to be using it before you commit to a software. I will oftentimes just sign up for softwares, pay for a month. I love a money back guarantee. I love a free trial because I want to see how this is actually going to work for me. I like the settings that they had there. I hate this load time. Like this is going to be frustrating for Jim's customers too. So he's going to come in and he's going to have to hear complaints from his customers saying about how long it takes to load. So we've got this intake here. I'm going to go select a time. So I would do Melodie. And I just want to go through and see like, okay, what is this information? Uh, I have to put a phone number in. And okay, first and last name. Okay, we can do this. And then you confirm, so confirm your request. Not a great user experience in my opinion. Just don't love that. Oh, that's interesting. So it's not actually taking, it might be because I haven't set up payment processing on this. So I want to take that, but what I would want is that you have to pay for this before you can actually complete your booking. It's nice that they have a client area too. So I actually don't know what email, I used some sort of fake email on this, but you just want to go in and explore it. Like, how are your people going to be using this before committing to the software? So that's practice queue. Let's compare out to simple practice. So I did the same thing with simple practice already when I was going through their demo process, much slicker, much cleaner, much faster too. Not loving like overall, like I just got in here and it looks like they give me like a template on here. I didn't like either one of them. Like I felt like there should be more of like an onboarding thing right away of like, what do I need to do? So they've got select plans, and I haven't really, we have another client that's using this one already, but I haven't explored it in great detail. I like that they've got analytics on here. That's kind of cool. Let's see if their load time's better. And you can see like I've got a tool here which shows load time, so it's like 3.07. This one's 25.9. That's wild. Let's look at their backends. This one's 28.9 load time, whereas this is 3.07. If you think about the time that you're going to save as you're using these softwares as a business owner, like you gotta keep that in mind. Now, I don't know what's going on with this that like I'm clicking into things and it's not opening up. So it's just like not doing anything. And I wonder, is it because I'm on a trial, maybe? I don't know. But let's try our same thing. Like, I want to set up a service and see how it works. I don't understand why this isn't moving. I want to try refreshing it. Like in technology, turn it off and then turn it back on again and then hope for the best. So it was just something weird with that. Okay. So let's see. So they have insurance here, analytics, clients. I'm just trying to find like how do I set up an appointment that somebody can pay for is really what I'm looking for. And like there are other features like as a practitioner, like I love that they have the insurance payments, but I think most of the this type of software actually already has that. Requests, inquiries. So this is functionality, this like add perspective, like this inquiry thing, I think is really cool. And I don't see that functionality within Practice Queue. Self-pay insurance. This is just so much slicker as I'm going through this. But I'm yet to, I still need to like do my, set up my service, which I haven't been able to do. Let's try this. So let's create, so I can create a client, I can schedule an appointment. All right, still don't know, still don't know how to actually book a service. So it's like you can see that they've done a demo here for me with my create a client. I like this whole like transfer your client list. It's very helpful. But like, why don't I have the ability to create like what? Oh, my services and products. I missed it. So let's try my services here. Oh, and they give me, so I said I was a chiropractor. So they've automatically put in my chiropractor, and I guess like I'm not, spoiler alert, I'm not actually a chiropractor. But I would assume that if I was a chiropractor, that these are common services for chiropractors. So I really love the usability of this. This is the default one here. So the question is like, how do I get somebody to book for it? And I just want to see. So I don't have as many options as what the other tool was showing me. So I'm still trying to see like how do I send out a link? And there's a quick video which I'm not going to watch on how to do this. And let's just see what adding a service looks like. So you can add a service. So it's a little bit more basic than what we saw in the other tool. Build list code and units, make this a default service, allow for new. Oh, this is kind of cool. Allow for new clients, require clients to call the request. Interesting, interesting. Client portal permissions, calendar, contact. I like that they do a contact form. I didn't see that option on the other one of being able to do a contact form. I'm still not able to find something that will give me you can allow units. This is kind of cool. Like this next tip thing is really nice the way that they've done that. But I still haven't found like where's my book? The booking page would be a really common terminology for this. So tasks, requests, inquiries, marketing maybe. So I can make myself my own website, which is kind of cool. Can try for free. Let's see what this looks like. So maybe this is where I would find this. So I'm a new client. Contact your okay to request. All right, it's interesting. Cool. Let's see. Maybe if I click on my name, what's new, help request, manage account, clients, analytics, activity settings, payment processes. I'm gonna give up soon. Like how I'll probably have to email their support. So like even though I can't find this booking page, I still think that this is a better solution than Practice Queue. So I was able to get to my goal like I honestly better than in on Practice Queue than I was in Simple Practice. But like the functionalities that I'm seeing and also the speed on this tool as compared to Practice Queue, I think is much better. And there's a lot better options in here. I'm just going to try one more time, transfer client data. Just gonna look around a little bit. And I'm recording a call and talking my brains out, so like I'm not totally like fully present in in really digging into this tool as well. So that could be like I'm just like missing something. It's interesting they have like stay organized with tasks. This is really cool. And Jim, the client that we're working on this for, oh, they have an onboarding guide. I think this is a much nicer onboarding guide. Like if you compare out, let's go home here, open setup guide. So it's kind of similar, but it's just like this is just dated. Like this just seems dated, this whole thing to me. And let's go back over here. Where's my onboarding guide? On client, explore, schedule an appointment. Let's see. But I don't want to schedule an appointment. I want somebody else to schedule an appointment with me. Let's see. So if I can go here and I can make an appointment, but I can't necessarily like I want to be able to send them a link to book an appointment with me. Preview the client experiences, maybe. So this is the client portal. I think I found it. Um, online appointments. Oh, no availability. Let's go through this. I just want to click through. We'll just add a bunch of availability and go next. They have a lot of nice defaults and services. So if I want to add a service here, let's add all of my chiropractic services, all of them, and then save. So can I now, and I wonder if now this will then show up of what that experience is going to be. So I'm going to say I'm a new client. Still no. Let's try this again. So preview the client experience, online booking portal. So I have to manage availability. I still feel like I should ask clients for preferred trail. Should be like client portal greeting. I would think that I think I just need to set this up a little bit better. Unfortunately, like I probably haven't made my appointments, the ones that I have scheduled here, um, available for new users. We'll try this one more time. So available for online booking requests, allow for new clients. Let's try this. Oh, don't want to do that. And then save. Last time, and then we'll stop. So I'm a new client. So now it makes sense. Select. This is a much nicer booking experience. Me, my partner and me, that's cool. Contact information. And I guess you can request, or I would assume that this is in the settings. Like I would take practice queue. I would take the simple practice over intake queue. My recommendation to Jim would be to go with simple practice. Practice queue was recommended by somebody else. Um, I'm an operations person and a technology person, and I see what technology does on a day-by-day basis to either make you love your life or hate your life. And I'm gonna bet you if he goes with this one, this is yeah, gonna like if you go with practice queue, yeah, you're gonna have a tool, but it's not gonna make your life better or easier. When I look at Simple Practice, I think Simple Practice is a really strong software from what I've seen. The way that they've done their user experience tells me that they've really thought about their software and how people are going to be using it. The last step in my three-step process of assessing technology, the first one being like, what's it going to take to get me started in this? The second one being like, what does using it actually look like? The third one is a support request. I like to, if I'm comparing out two different tools, I like to send the same support request of how to do something to both companies and see how they respond. Because with technology, things will not work. There will be things that you get wrong, that they get wrong. Like it's inevitable if you really make something a part of your operations. What you want to make sure of is that in that process, you have a company that's actually going to help you figure those problems out, not just fall into the illusion of progress and you end up spending more time trying to figure out their tool than actually using it. So I hope this has been helpful. If you are comparing out simple practice with intake or practice cue, let me know what you think in the comments, or if maybe you're already on one of them and you're just comparing them out. And I'll see you next time.